Bonjour, I am Cendrine. Together, we will learn about the infinite quantum and galactic realms so we can embody more of our multidimensionality and accelerate our ascension.
These quantum architectures, like we have soul and oversoul network, but then there are more layers and more layers and more layers. So like basically archetypes, they come from one of the first projection, I would say, of source consciousness. And so they are a gathering of high potency codes, and these archetypes, they have basically like they have, so there's this projection here that has projections, that has projections, that has projections, right? So now what's happening with this opening of consciousness is that more and more people, they can go through this network and they start plugging into the primal projection, we call it for today. So like, yes, maybe thousands of people were Jesus, because it's kind of like this first projection there, and it's just like this remembrance. And it's also tapping into earth consciousness, like we all have crystals in earth consciousness, and these crystals are now starting to emit and redistribute information. So a lot of us, we have more embodied experience. So we think it's a past life. So many people think that have been this badass in past life. Like, who's right, who's wrong? Well, everyone is actually right. Everyone is receiving information from the crystal and from the oversoul. So from the crystal, it gives the sense of embodiment, and then from above, it gives this kind of clarity, or like, how was that? So it's we can work with these archetypes, and these archetypes, it's kind of like really purity of codes that are all shifting humanity. Because when we work with archetypes, it's archetypes that have shifted humanity. They have shifted like civilizations, entire civilizations. Like basically, this is why we write about them in books. This is why we know about them. So for me, archetypes, it's like leaders that we talk about, is like leaders, ascended masters and archangels, and like Isis and Thoth and Akhenaton, and like the Poseidon, who's Triton, and all of that. It's kind of like there is a lot of symbolism, and they can be half animals, half human, and sometimes a lot of them, they are actually star races that came here. They can be human hybrid, and this is why they have this kind of different physical representation. And when we start connecting with them, it's kind of like they come and they are full of gifts. Like, you can know it's an archetype if they come and go like, this is for you, and this is for you, and this is for you, and this is for you, because they have this level of frequency that they can basically instantly manifest a quantum technology that represents one aspect of their archetype and hand it to you. Like the trident for Poseidon, like the wings from Isis, or like this, this thing that she has above her head, or like anything that an archetype has in terms of quantum technology, or like that represents them, then they are really willing to give that to us. And when we work with archetypes, it's often leaders. Like, we are leaders and they are leaders. It's kind of like power respects power. Like, we meet each other and there's this exchange of power. And when this archetype frequency comes, yes, it's really it creates shifts in civilizations, literally. It's like when we have archetypes very present, entire civilization shift. So what is coming here is that these archetypes existed in physicality at certain stages to create instant change in a civilization. So they say that now archetypes are being born in this reality to change that. Born, not meaning that they are beings in the womb. Born being that they could be you, Alex. They could be me. They could be any one of you. It's kind of, who are we not to know that in 10 years, 3 years, 50 years, 100 years, through the work and the devotion and the path of evolution that we have chosen, that we will not become an archetype of future generation. Basically, people will be calling Alex, and Alex will come whatever, Archetypes are being born, and this is this is because we are going through an accelerated pathway of evolution, and basically we need leaders and shifters that are going to anchor civilizations. So it's like architects of the new earth. So for me, I have received this wording, architect of the new world, for years, like literally nearly 10 years. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Well, it's like that, like archetypes, they are architects of the new earth. They teach an entire system to others, basically. And this is how civilization shifts. So we are experiencing that.
If you enjoy this, you will love Fractal Alchemy 5D Quantum University. Please visit my website cendrines.com for more information.